What's going on, ESGNation, and welcome back to another episode of the Highland Scotties Sports Talk. Here is episode 59, and we're getting ready for the upcoming season here as we are finishing. We just finished up the off season. Of course, we just had the. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the prospect special. Of course, you guys want to be a prospect for the next class. Leave your information down below, or actually, technically, go to our Discord and fill out the information over there, so we can get you guys squared away for next season. We only take 20 prospects per season, so that's the best. That's for sure. You'll definitely get your prospect on there. If you have that information over there on our Discord. So definitely check out our Discord. Like I said, the link's down below in the description. But take a look here. This is what our team overview looks like for the season. And there you see we're looking for a fullback, a kicker, and of course, look on the defensive side, defensive tackle, outside linebacker. We need 3 of those. We need 3 corners because we got 3 who are going to be leaving this year. We got 3 seniors going out the door. We got 1 junior, so there could be a good chance that we don't have no corners at all. So that's definitely something we're going to have to look at here. I may have to end up bringing 4. So a lot of freshmen be starting on the defensive side of the ball here next season, which is fine. We're okay with that. We got some areas we can plug some guys in there to help out. And of course, not necessarily the juniors I wouldn't necessarily say the juniors will be leaving. I would probably say they'll at least stick around, at least try to get that year, try to make that, get it. Especially if those seniors ahead of them are going to be going out the door, they'll definitely stick around to get that last year of eligibility and to play that last year on the field. But yeah, it was a great season for us, like it has been in the last couple of seasons. We won our 5th national championship in 6 seasons or something like that. So yeah, we did. It was a great year for us. And now it's gonna get tougher because, like I said, we didn't lose anybody. I think on the both sides of the ball, I think we may have lost maybe 1 or 2 players. But for the most part, everybody from offense is coming back. Everybody from the defense is coming, for the most part, is coming back. Like I said, 1 or 2 players are probably gone because of the graduation. We didn't have anybody this season did not go pro, unfortunately. But take a look here at our pipeline states. There you see we got a couple of them we're going to be losing next season. And then we got a couple of them that we will be gaining. But take a look here. Just look at some. This is just a rough look at some of the players that we're looking at. You see Israel Perry, we mentioned in the last video, or the custom prospect video there, we mentioned him. Of course, here's some other players as well on the board. Like I said, we're going to try to bring in as many people as we can. Last year, I was surprised. We were able to use all 25 scholarships, but unfortunately, we did not have a huge turnover because for the most part, a lot of people stayed. Even though I did break my rule. I was supposed to let them go. They wanted to leave. They want to go pro, but I convinced a couple of them to stay here because I feel like they have a good chance to go and help us win a national championship this year, and of course have a better, or even some of them want a better draft pick. So I convinced them to stay, and I really fully believe that we can be able to do that and get them a better chance to be in the higher in the draft in their position there. But then you see here we got some couple guys here. A lot of these players, like I said, will be off the board here pretty quickly. We are gunning for a couple of these. I'm hoping, cross our fingers here, I'm hoping we'll get a couple of players that we can get some instant instant commits. Be nice. I think last year we had maybe 2 that instantly committed to us and signed with us in the first week. This year it might be a little tougher. But yeah, for the most part here, I think this team is just I feel like it's going to be it's well put together. We still got a lot of our players intact from the previous championship runs. But this year, I mean, with a lot of these seniors leaving, it's going to be really rough for us next year. And I know, why am I talking about next year already? But it's going to be really a huge turnaround, because we're going to be losing a lot of seniors, possibly even some juniors. So we have to bring in as many people as we can. And of course, it all starts off with this first game, number 1 versus number 2, as we will go to Alabama for the first time in this series. We'll be heading to them in that week 1 matchup there, and I'm looking to that one very much so here, and we'll talk more about that later on in this video. But take a look here. We got a week 2 bye, and then of course go to the Big House. It'll be our first time playing in the Big House there against Michigan. Then we start our Big 12 play as we take on Arizona State, who are our new school that have joined us along with Arizona, as well as Cincinnati. That game I'm looking very forward to. That's going to be a fun one right there, because the Cincinnati team is a team that that's going to put a challenge against us. Of course, we play Boise State at home. Then, of course, we play Kansas, West Virginia, Kansas State, and, of course, BYU to end this season there. Like we have been here in the last couple of seasons now. And, of course, the guy that's going to help us lead us there and hopefully win his, win another national championship. But most important, most of anything, we'll try to see if we can get him that Heisman again. As you see, one of the awards there last year, the O'Brien, Walter Camp, Maxwell, and of course the Heisman. And there you see his numbers last year. Even though he threw as many interceptions as he did, which was 35, I think this year, I can honestly say he's going to throw maybe no more than 20. I know that might be a lot, but I think he might be able to do that. Touchdown passes wise, I mean, the season before was his highest. He had through 60. Last season it was 56. So very impressive there. Jasper Reid, like I said, this kid is just from the word go be on this team. He's done a lot, even though he's only played 2 seasons, and he's a redshirt senior. He's done a great job here. He's done a great job for us, and really impressive. And I cannot wait to see what he can do. Hopefully, he's gotten better over the course of since during the off season. Let's take a look at Matt Davison. Of course, last year 22 rushing touchdowns there. I was not expecting that from him at all, especially towards the end there. He was just playing out of his mind. Over 1,000 yards rushing his career high there, 1,539 yards rushing. I just could not believe the year he had. Previous seasons there, you see they're not running that much, not getting in the end zone. He was kind of a player that I was literally going to let go. After last season, and then all of a sudden that spark, something happened, clicked, and the second half of the season, he just ran away with it. And I think this year we're going to focus on the run just a lot more than we did here in the last couple of seasons. And I'm really hoping that he'll keep up that momentum that he had towards the end there, and help us, ride to the sunset with another national championship. And of course, there's been rumors saying that he could be up for the Heisman as well, as he put up some pretty good numbers last year. So we could have possibly 2 Heisman Trophy candidates in this year's Heisman Trophy race. That would be awesome. I think honestly, I think that's the first time I've had anything like that happen in all my times of playing NCAA. So that definitely would be a first. Of course, TJ James. He doesn't run the football as much, but he was really crucial there towards a little bit midway through the season when Davison did get hurt. Davison, I think, had to miss a game or 2, but TJ James there, hopefully we can get him going. This is his senior year, and I'm just really hoping that we can get something going for him and get him into more of the gameplay here. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has pretty good catch. So we want to try and get him involved in the catching game a little bit more. But yeah, he's got some pretty decent speed here. I want to utilize him a little bit more. Start doing, I really kind of do like a two halfback setup between him and Matt Davison. Let's take a look there at Matt Davison's numbers there. His attributes and stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of want to do that for the two of them, kind of have a split back system, but giving Davison a little bit more reps, if anything, and just making sure that Davis he'll be always our feature back, but I want to showcase TJ a little bit more in the running game, especially on third downs and also in the red zone as well. So that's what I want to try to do with the running game there. Pretty similar to what I do a lot of times when it comes to the running game in football games. I'm a huge fan of the run because that really helps open up the offense up, the playbook a little bit more when it comes to passing, and especially passing guys like this guy right here, Chad Godfrey. I mean, he's a senior. He's been a starter ever since his freshman year. I was really excited about him, and he did have quite a few drops his freshman year there, but since then he has, you take a look at his number, he's just grown substantially. A little bit of a receiving yard slump there, his junior year or his sophomore year there, but there you see like 20 drops. There you see the first freshman year, and then 8 second year, and then of course last year 10 drops there. But he has just grown a lot, and I said last year he was going to be a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy, but I think really this year, if we can connect with him a lot more, and if he can catch the ball more often than he does, his catch has gone up some. You see there's 87. His route running is still an issue, but if he gets open, I mean, look at his speed and agility. I mean, he is gone. So we've seen that several times there, where he's the defense are just kind of not kind of focus on him and let him run off and do his own thing, and he's out there. I can throw deep to him and he gets a great catch. So if we can do a lot more of that, get him involved there. I want to say too, we're going to try to implement the jet sweep a little bit more, especially with him. Because of his ability and speed, and like I said, I think our offensive line is better this year than it has been the last couple of years now. So I want to try to get that going for us as well. Another freshman, or excuse me, not a freshman, but a freshman here that we picked up, and this is Darrell Alexander, 6'2", 187 pounds. Really excited about this young man here. Not saying he's the second coming of Godfrey, but if we can work with him, he gets a good chance here. He could definitely be our guy to lead this team in the receiving corps next season. He has some pretty good. He has some pretty similar numbers. At least seeing him in practice, he has pretty similar style as Godfrey. So if we can get him in the game mixed up in the game a little bit more, early and often in this season, he could definitely be our guy, our wide receiver number 1 going into next season, and show off what he can do, in years to come. Ramirez, 6'3", 243 pounds. Of course, he is a disciple. I say this a lot, but he's definitely a disciple of Hunter Cannon, as he's just been putting up numbers. And there you see his numbers last year, 2,200 yards receiving. That's just mind-blowing. He's just open. I don't understand what the defense don't keep a close eye on him. 13, both years, so he's got 13 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns there for him. Of course, there you see, he doesn't drop the ball too often, but he finds a way to get himself open. There you see us. He's a 2-time Mackey winner, and this kid just knows what he's doing, and I cannot wait to see what he can do on Sundays. If he haven't, and I'm really sure he is going to go to the NFL by far. But I cannot wait to see what he does in the next level. But this will be his last year, and we'll try to see what we can do with him. And of course, there you see his numbers there. Like I said, very intelligent player. His awareness is up there. There you see his catching as well as they see the block running or pass block and run block. Pretty, I like it there. It's decent. He does a decent job there. But there you see the rest of the numbers as well. But yeah, he's definitely, I mean, just a great receiving tight end, a great, what you call vertical player. So he definitely is going to be somebody that I know right now NFL scouts are probably just clamoring for him in the draft coming up in the next NFL draft. And he will definitely be a player that, that a lot of teams, if you're looking for a tight end, this is your guy right here. He can make the plays. We see him do that quite often, and we'll see him do at least a couple more times here this season. And hopefully we can, get him a nice high draft opportunity. All right, so now we're going to look at the defense now. You see Olsen, one of the cornerstones. Of course, last year you see there he won the Lombardi. And then you see his numbers last year. 50 tackles, 28 tackles for loss, 19 sacks. I believe he was our leader for the team in sacks last season. And he's just like, even though he did not play here at the same time as Sheldon Sherman, if you guys remember back in the first four seasons here. So yeah, that had been seasons 1 through 4. This is what seasons, yeah. So yeah, he would just came in as Sheldon Sherman, but these two are so much similar in that on that defensive end position. We started Sheldon Sherman off in defensive tackle, but then I think in season 2, I think we shifted him over to the defensive end, and he has just been gangbusters. So I mean, in some ways they're not they have the similar game play style. They just, when it comes to their position wise, Sheldon was defensive tackle at first, but when we moved over to the end, he was just a monster, and so is Olsen here. He is just a beast, and we're hoping that he'll have. I'm really hoping. I'm going to say this. I think he's going to have at least 20 sacks this season. I'm going to put my money on it. He's going to have 20 sacks this season. And he is definitely, I mean, I really say if he has 20 sacks or more this season, he could be another person that we could be seeing possibly going for the Heisman Trophy as well. You don't see the defensive player get much love for the Heisman Trophy. It's more of an offensive type of thing. But if he can put up the numbers like he did last year and build up on to that and make it even better, yeah, he'll definitely be a great Heisman Trophy candidate. Jason Miller, defensive tackle, he is definitely one of our statesmen here. He has been on this line. There you see the last 3 seasons, and he has been just a beast of a player. He won the Nagurski and of course the Lombardi last season. And there you see the numbers there as well. There you see his tackles last season, or his tackles last season was 43. You see there he's gradually gotten better. He got 20 tackles better every season. So we could see him probably maybe at 63 tackles next year, this upcoming season. But you see his sacks as well have gone up, and they've done such great there. Okay, Miller. Okay, yeah. Now as I think about it now, Miller may be our sack leader for last season there. So, wow. Like I said, the guys on that defensive line are just monsters. I mean, it's gonna be really sad to have them go and move on. But yeah, and they're definitely gonna be a position that's gonna be of need so much to replace, and that's one of the things we're gonna kind of be looking at when we do recruit. That is, we still got some players that are they've been around here and know how this defensive playbook is set up and how they play. I think we won't be too awful going into next season. But yeah, this guy right here, Jason Miller, and of course Olsen, will definitely be guys that are going to be playing their ass off this season and helping us just becoming just even more fabulous on the defensive side of the ball, especially on the line. Davis DeSantos, he has really stepped up. Even though we couldn't get his twin brother here a couple 2 seasons ago, but look at this. Look at his numbers here. He's gotten better. He has 1 sack, but he is definitely a great coverage linebacker. Doesn't have too many interceptions. He has one. But towards the second half of the season, he was doing a great job for us. He did an excellent job getting tackles and being involved in plays and moving to the ball and really disrupting when it came to the defensive side of things and just punishing guys up the middle and just doing a great job there wrapping up and tackling. But as you take a look here, this is junior year, so this is his third year playing. He's started off. He didn't play too much his freshman year, obviously, and of course last year he really stepped out of the shadows and really did a great job of there stepping up as a outside linebacker here. And of course, talking to Coach Teddy Bonds here, he said that DeSantos he needs to step up and claim this position his and do something with it. He believes that the young man can really be something special and really show off what he can do there in that linebacker position, especially as a coverage linebacker. So we're hoping to see good things from him. I believe that's be the case. But of course, saying that and doing that are two different things. Reggie Owen coming up next, and of course this is one of my favorites here of the series. Owen's just been a clutch corner for us. So you see 6'3", 179. Take a look at his numbers there. Great pass deflection last year. He had 11 pass deflections. He has 23 for his career. But you see the fumble recoveries, and of course the interceptions. Oh my goodness, he and another corner here. These guys are just been monsters. Just with the interceptions, it's just been so great. Owens it seemed like he was getting a interception a game for a while. He was at least on pace for that. But yeah, I mean, he just such a great. Now he did kind of fall off the table there towards the end of the season. He was kind of during the that stretch of games we had with Texas, TCU, and stuff like that. We didn't see him too often. His name was called out a couple of times, and of course, obviously the national championship game and the Big 12 game. We didn't see too much of him. He was in a couple of plays here and there. But we're hoping that this year will be something different. There you see his man coverage, of course, top notch. One of by far if not the best, one of the best in college football right now, as well as awareness. And you see his zone coverage there, getting up there, and of course press as well. So, like I said, we got some really good defensive guys here, and like I said, it's going to be tough to replace those guys next year. But I think with the guys that are coming up behind them, and of course, if they get those, if we obviously blow out teams, we're going to bring them in. We're going to bring in some scrubs, let them get some time onto the field there to get their abilities and get some experience up as well. But take a look here. We're going to look at the national, or the I was going to say national championship. Or at least a repeat of the national championship back in season 1 when we played against Alabama. Now we played against them in the national championship. Obviously got our butts handed to us, and then we played. I think we played them again for a national championship, and we won. So Zach Saunders is their quarterback this time around. 6'5", 207 pounds. He's a junior red shirt. There you see his numbers. Obviously a great quarterback, pretty poised there, and he gets great accuracy. So that's going to be a challenge for a little bit. Not much of a challenge here, but of course it's Alabama. They're going to try every little dirty trick in the book to get down the field. Johnny Henderson, obviously, look at his break tackle. I mean, this kid can just run over people. Great speed, great acceleration, great ball carry vision. And so he's definitely going to be a person of interest when it comes to this game here. That's probably going to be our main target for this game, as he's going to have to, or we're going to have to do a good job of wrapping him up and really stopping him and keeping him in that backfield as much as we possibly can. Take a look at his rushing numbers there. Last year, 1184 for his season. I believe that's a career high. Yes, it is. And then rushing, 12 rushing touchdowns there for him last season. Of course, his longest run was 78 yards, so he definitely can get out of that backfield and just run for days. And that's what we definitely have to try to avoid there. We're going to try to plug up the line as best as we can. If we have to, bring in those safeties, drop them down, have them come in there and break it up, break up the run and just cause a lot of chaos in that backfield. Clinton Davis as well, 6'1", 213 pounds, junior. He's a wide receiver for them. They're number one real wide receiver, as a matter of fact. 17 receptions just last season. He had 28 last year, so a little bit of a fallback from last year. I think he had an injury. But yeah, he is definitely going to be somebody on the outside there that we're definitely going to have to worry about. So that means guys like Reggie Owens, we're going to definitely have to step up and really show what they can do, being those stopping safeties and just shut things down. Try to be we do have an excellent shutdown safety, but yeah, this is going to be a good challenge here for Owens and for the rest of the secondary for us, for the Highland Scotties. But yeah, there you see Davis. Pretty good numbers there. Now, defensive side here, of course, Alabama, really not necessarily known for their defense. They do give up points from time to time, and when it comes to big games, they know how to do a pretty good job of not letting too many teams come back and get back into the games. But Donna Summers there, you see 6 foot, 276 pounds, redshirt senior. This is gonna be his second start. Just take a look there. Just didn't do so much in 2016. 2017 it looked like he got redshirted it. Then last year, I guess his third year here, he came back and only had a sack. But from this, we're trying our best here to try to see what we can do with him. And of course, take a look at that block shedding there. We definitely have to make sure we can protect our quarterback and keep Reid upright. That was one of the big things last year. I think this year is going to be a little bit better. The guys are a little bit more experienced. Like I said, we didn't really we didn't lose. If I remember correctly, I don't think we lost anybody on the offensive line. So everybody here that was on the offensive line last year is going to be here this year. And looking at their training, they obviously gotten better. They improved. So like I said, we should have a good offensive line to help us out and not let a guy like this get to our QB. But I do trust our QB, Reid, even though he does make me nervous sometimes when running with the football, because we've seen him, kind of botch some things. We're hoping that the offensive line will keep him safe and make sure and give him a chance to make those plays down the field, be able to read down the field and get the throws off. If not, then Reid knows exactly what he's got to do, and that's to scramble and get the hell out of the backfield. Jeremy Davison, junior, 6'2", 221 pounds. There you see his numbers last year: 35 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, as well as you see 5.5 sacks. So he knows how to get to the quarterback. You see he has a couple of deflections as well, so he knows, read the quarterback pretty well there. Watch his eyes, see where he's throwing at. And of course, the first fumble last year as well. So, like I said, this will be a guy. We'll definitely, when it comes to the running game, most importantly, we just got to make sure that Davison can get around this Davison and not get too wrapped up and not let too much happen to our halfback or even to our quarterbacks as well. And then make sure, take a look, see, pretty average zone. But it's hit power. That's what I'm just afraid of. Just him just destroying our guys, going up the middle with our wide receivers, or just killing our halfbacks when we're trying to run up the middle there. As for Nate Williams, 6'4", 197 pound, redshirt senior, strong safety. There you see his numbers there: 30 tackles for this season. There you see he had a sack last year, 5 interceptions. So he's one of those guys that can, he has a kind of an eagle eye when it comes to quarterbacks and learning them pretty well. And of course, that's, one of the things that really hurt us a lot, because we were trying to throw deep, and we got caught by players like Williams here when it came to the deep passing game. So that's going to be, again, another challenge for us. I think this year, like I said, I'm hoping it will not get into the double digit. I would like to keep Reid in the single digits when it comes to interceptions, if possible, none. But, we have to give up something to get something. So I'm really hoping we can keep it single digits. I don't want to see him get 20 interceptions and 60 touchdown passes again. That was just ridiculous. I mean, even though it did give us the Heisman, but still, it's just like, ugh, that's not the ratio I really would care for. But yeah, we'll, like I said, just try to make sure we don't pass near Davis or Williams in that game. So here's your preseason poll. There, of course, we're at number 2. Oklahoma's at number 3. Of course, now that them and Texas are part of the SEC now. You see Michigan, the Bulldogs, Fighting Irish still as a independent. Take a look here. Of course, Arizona State, like I said, they're part of the Big 12 now. And there you see some other, not too many people, or I should say, just as soon as I said that, I see their name. UCLA, of course, and USC are now part of the Big 10. And then so you just see the others here, and then you see the top. I think we're going to show just the top 25. Miami at 23, TCU at 24, and at 25 it is Clemson there in the top. Now, of course, the conference outlook here, obviously they are picking us as the top school, but then you see Arizona State right behind us as they're ranked number 11. Then you got TCU, West Virginia, Baylor, Oklahoma State, BYU, Boise, Houston, Kansas, Kansas State, and Cincinnati. There you see the rest of those there. This is for the North, Highland, of course, West Virginia, BYU, Boise, Kansas State, Kansas, Cincinnati, and Iowa State. In the South is Arizona State, obviously, TCU, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Houston, Arizona, UCF, and Texas Tech rounds out the bottom of that list there. And, of course, like I mentioned earlier, the Heisman Trophy race is in the midst here. And we got 2 people. I know Reid was going to at least be one of them because, of course, he obviously won it last year. So his name is still being thrown around. Davidson was a really big surprise when I seen this. And I'm really glad they agree with me because I really think with the numbers he put up last year and the abilities that he has done and really, truly seeing how he has grown as a halfback, it's been amazing. So we're going to try to do our best. It's going to be tricky trying to figure out the way, what we're going to do with that. But we're going to try to do our best to balance it out and just make it a really, fun and compete for those two to compete against each other, even though they're on the same team. You see Stanley for Auburn. And, of course, Taylor and Simmons, the halfback and quarterback there for Army, both are on the list too. So they got the same situation like we do. When having 2 people on there, how are you going to do it? How are we going to balance it out? What's going to be the best way? Who's going to be more focused? Obviously the quarterback touches the ball. He's the one that touches the ball most of the time. So, do we let him? Do we try to go for 2 years in a row, or try to go for a second Heisman Trophy with him, or do we try to go for a Heisman Trophy with one of our players for him to get it for the first time? I don't know. It's almost like with Reggie Bush and Matt Liner went with a couple years ago when they were up for the Heisman. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully here in the next couple of days. I don't know when this game will come out, but we'll have number 1 versus number 2. There's actually some pretty interesting week 1 games. So that you just won't see. You'll see this one obviously in the traditional form, but I will also probably put up some other week 1 games as well because there's pretty interesting ones just week 1 alone. So those will be. I'll let you guys know if they're going to be. There will be a link or something that you guys can go to. It will probably be in the playlist. I don't know. Maybe not. But they'll definitely be there where you guys can watch it. You're on your own leisure there because there's some pretty good. There's a really good Notre Dame game. I think you guys will be really interested in seeing. So won't be no commentary. It'll just be the full version of the game. But we'll be back with another episode here as we take on Bama for the first time on the road in Alabama, and we'll see what we can do against them. Number 1 versus number 2, yeah, early matchup already. Huge game for both teams. And we'll see how we do coming up in the next video. So, again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here of the Highland Scotties Teambuilder Dynasty here on ESGNet. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you have to be new. Hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. And check us out over on Twitch as we live stream over on Twitch on the weekends at around 10 p.m. And don't forget to check out our second channel, ESGNet plus LP, as we have a nice Stanford Cardinals series online Dynasty over there as well. As always, guys, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time. Go Scotty Nation.